So who got exposed in this challenge?
Turbo.
Hey guys, welcome. This is another episode of Behind the Challenge, where we're gonna talk about what happened in the episode and break it down.
Okay, so Hook, that challenge was crazy. I didn't want to do it. I don't know if you guys wanted to do it. Who has to hold a cane and jump all the way across into a ring that was like this big, and then fall all the way down and then swim to a platform that was like 300 meters out? I felt like I was gonna fail, and on the ring part, I definitely failed.
Yeah, I could not wait to get my Indiana Jones on. They were like, who's first? I was like, me, pick me, I promise I'll go. I was like, this is it.
All right, interest, Jordan, you guys ready?
That's why you were so great for the American team, because literally every time it was a challenge that nobody knew how to do, you were like, I'll go first.
Me?
Oh, I loved it.
And we were like, thank you!
know.
What is that? What is that?
What was crazy is the swim was actually way further than it looked.
Yeah,
like, once you hit
it
the
was
water,
a lot
absolutely.
further.
like you zip line all the way down, and you're like, when I finally got the hook, I was like, I nailed it. Finally, redemption. I didn't fall head first.
We had these illusions of like, we're gonna zip line all the way to the boat. And no, you're not, loser.
About
Swim.
250 meters away.
Come on, bro. Last little bit, bro. Yes. Awesome job.
Just accidentally beat the reigning champ.
We have last year's champion,
So
right? Turbo gets beat by Rogan.
But I can actually speak for Turbs, where he says he doesn't like to always show his full potential, especially early on.
Ah.
So I think that
That's
this
one way to
was-
twist it.
I
This
think
was
that
like
this
a like
was
you think he
I
turned
think
it
he
down?
turned the key down a little bit.
I
The man
too
comes from
turned the key
Survivor.
down a little bit.
Yeah, Cara!
I am amazed that she has not learned how to frickin' swim.
Yeah, Cara!
I don't want anybody
Cara,
to know how well I swim.
just for the so the record is completely stated and true. Nicole didn't even jump at first.
Oh,
She
thing.
nope, no, retry.
I thought it was
Nicole literally threw her hook and just jumped in
Nope,
the water. She's like,
Nicole
that.
throws the hook away and says, nope.
swan dive.
Oh.
But to be fair, it did not come down to the hook. It came down to the swim, honestly.
100%,
Yep.
yeah.
So
Yep.
everybody has their strengths and their weaknesses.
Looked cool.
You know, I'm terrible at puzzles. Cara is not the best at swimming.
I'm amazing.
Here's the thing, though. It's like I already knew that. So Ninja obviously had a terrible showing. But I already
Whoa.
knew that she was a bad swimmer.
That was
better
baffling
than
to
the
me.
American Ninja
Baffling.
Warrior
I've
swimming.
never,
Very good.
I've never, ever seen that in my life. The fact that somebody knew the stroke, did not know the direction.
No, she was
never
throwing the
seen that in my
challenge.
life.
I think
There's
not,
no way she was
because
throwing the
we
challenge.
needed Paulie
I
to
knew
win.
she was a bad swimmer.
As bad as we all were at swimming, we were actually doing our best because we literally needed Paulie to be in the tribunal so we could get rid of Johnny.
How long have you had everything planned?
That's
I
so
know.
terrible.
Day one!
The Americans.
I'm the speaker. I pull in Jordan. I pull in Cara.
Yep.
Ultimately, I knew that nobody on our team was going to be on board with putting another American in at that point. Bananas was pushing for her name hard on Girls' Day. You know, when Nani and I got into a little tiff, you know, she was like, "You're next." So that I feel like on Guys' Day,
You were
she
screaming your
did.
next. You
I
did.
said that does
You
not
did.
sound like something. Can I say something for that? Can I say something for that?
I remember.
So then that's what I was like, okay, so
Okay.
Bananas wants her first,
All right, maybe.
then me.
When I get angry,
Then
I
me,
kind of
so-
black out. I don't really remember
So
what
I didn't
say,
want to.
so.
I didn't want to give him enough time to like recoup, gather all his like
Yeah,
domino
that's the
pieces, set him
thing.
back
You
up,
let
and knock
him, you let
down.
him build his momentum.
I saw the opportunity when Laurel got knocked out. I said, "Here's a knockout punch. Swing the momentum of the game right
Yeah.
there," and that's why I had to take the shot. My vote's for Johnny.
I'm shocked. You shook my hand in front of the whole team.
You're shady.
You had me fooled. You had
Like,
me so
I'm sitting
fooled.
there like, yeah, Paulie, like, give it to Rogan. Like, take out the strong guys. bananas. And I'm like, as somebody who's like, oh, this is my homie, how can anybody ever trust you in a game?
Same.
What?
It was so convincing to the point where we were on our way to the elimination.
And we're like,
that
we're
night,
all
and I was
good.
sitting next to Johnny in the bus, and I'm going, Johnny, don't worry, you're good. He'd never say your name. You're fine. You guys are cool. You guys, like, you know, made your peace.
I didn't really want anybody else to be involved in that. You know what I mean? And I made sure I said that to you afterwards, where it's like, look, I didn't want you to have any part of any conversation with that, because then that could have potentially been used against you.
You were like, yo, man, I'm going to go to Rogan. I'll explain to him. Like, it wasn't even your doing. Did you already have a deal with Rogan? Did Rogan know already?
Yeah.
Everyone knew except us.
Rogan,
The whole time!
I told-
So I'm the only one looking like a dum-dum. I was like,
Jordan, who is your vote for?
tonight I'm putting in Rogan.
What the? So like,
I literally went to Rogan and I was like, Rogan,
He
listen,
said-
I'm gonna say your name and I got you, bro. You're going in, so you need to get ready. And in his mind, he's like,
but he actually told
loser.
me.
Johnny Bananas. After they sent Wes home, on the bus ride, everybody was making fun of us, being like, what would happen if Kara went against Ninja? And this was all planned. And then we saw how it went into effect when
That was
Johnny,
Kyle and them, yeah.
when
It was,
Johnny
yeah, they're
and
like, oh,
Laurel.
yeah, all them.
Zach?
Ninja.
Ashley?
This is such bull.
The only reason we're having this conversation is because Wes is not here. And the only reason you guys are scrambling now
you guys
is 'cause no longer. You guys
So
created.
they knew who their tribunal was gonna be, and so it was very obvious. Like on the ride up, I'm like, why are they poking so hard? Why is Bear laughing? Why is Theo laughing? Why is Johnny and Laurel being, oh, Laurel's gonna drag Kara again, ha ha ha? And I'm like,
It was the deliberation where Ninja got voted in, and
Oh.
like it basically was. He was just like, Bananas and Laurel were just like, look, this is what it is.
We
We're
have the
sorry. That's it.
numbers.
We go out to the bar that night. He gets up on the bar and is like, the lines have been drawn.
The toast,
It's in the sand. Toast. Blah 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 blah. There's an American team, UK team, but we all know this. And I was like, all right. Looked to her and I was like, well, if Ninja loses, just get ready. Get ready to go in.
What does that do to your game to see someone so close go out so early? So close and so good go out so early.
If I'm with you, I'm with you. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if I have nobody else. I will be with you 100%. And so when it came to Johnny, it's like, yeah, do I know that he has a lot of enemies? Absolutely. But do I care? No. When it comes down to alliances and loyalty, you know, like that was my friend. That's somebody that I knew had my back.
Yeah.
And I was going to have his back. So it's like, you know, with anybody that you feel like you can rely on in the game, to see them go home, it sucks, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
if
Not just
Ninja
on our
didn't
side.
beat Laurel,
Yeah.
this would have been a completely different game.
story.
Yeah.
Because
He didn't just
Johnny
have-
had
Yeah.
his squad.
He didn't just have our
He
team
would have been the
locked up.
numbers.
I haven't done
Yeah.
a challenge with any of the UK people, but it seemed like whenever, you know, coming in very, very early on, it was like, wow, Johnny is really good friends with all these UK guys.
Well, it's kind of like last season, they all went to Wes for the advice and
And,
experience.
and
of the game.
Wes
And
screwed
thi-
them over.
And Wes screwed them over.
So that's
this
what it
season
comes
they
down
went
to.
to the other.
So they go
most
the opposite way,
experienced
Exactly.
right?
It had nothing to do with Johnny, you know, wrangling all the new kids and getting them on his side. It had everything to do with the fact that all those
Yep.
new kids had been screwed over by Wes last season, so
Yeah.
they came in, and like you
Yeah.
said, they're looking for a new leader.
Yeah.
Johnny just happens to be the person that
Right.
doesn't get along with Wes, so
Yeah.
it just worked
And
out.
he had the numbers on the
And the
US
thing
side
is-
too.
and
as
he's
much-
louder than I am.
And the thing is,
And
as
he's
much
smart.
personal issues
he's
I
got
have with
potassium.
Bananas, this was a purely strategic move because it was very monumental in terms of swinging the momentum in a sense of,
Yeah.
you know, like, hey, back was against the wall, maybe now it's not.
Ninja beating Laura was a complete
was like a
180 of
1-2 punch.
everything, and I don't think that anything would have been set in motion without that.
Yep.
Right.
So that's it for Behind the Challenge. Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Next on the challenge.
How many times you shake my hand and look me in the eyes?
I just don't trust that our team has our best interest at heart. They're gonna throw me in the first chance they get. Which side are you on?
You guys are playing trivia. That's wrong answer.